Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're talking about the legendary Mercury Dime from the year 1942. Now, don't let its small size fool you. This little silver coin holds a massive story. The 1942 Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was struck during the heart of World War II, a time when America was rapidly changing, both economically and culturally. Minted from 90% silver and 10% copper, this coin was never just pocket change. It was a symbol of resilience, freedom, and American craftsmanship at its finest. What makes the Mercury Dime so captivating is its iconic design. On the obverse side, you'll see Liberty donning a winged cap, often mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, hence the nickname Mercury Dime. This stunning image represents freedom of thought, an ideal close to the heart of every American. On the reverse, you'll find a Roman fasces wrapped in olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace, a powerful message especially during the war era. But today, we're focusing on a specific year, 1942, and more importantly, a rare error that has turned this humble dime into a coin worth dreaming about. The 1942 Mercury Dime is known for one of the most famous minting errors in American numismatic history, an error so rare and so desired that collectors across the globe are constantly on the hunt for it. We're talking about the 1942 over 1941 Mercury Dime. This incredibly rare variety was created when a 1942 date was accidentally stamped over a 1941 die during the minting process. This wasn't just a small mistake, it was a double date error, and the result is clearly visible under magnification. The 2 in 1942 appears stamped over the 1, creating a bold and unmistakable overlap that has become the holy grail for Mercury Dime enthusiasts. So how can you spot this legendary error? Take a close look at the date under a jeweler's loupe or a magnifying glass. If you notice a second, slightly offset digit peeking out behind the number 2, congratulations, you might be holding onto one of the most valuable dimes in the world. Make sure to also examine the W in God We Trust, as some varieties of this error also show doubling in the lettering, especially near the motto and Liberty's jawline. The 1942-41 overdate error is most commonly found from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and both versions are valuable, though the Philadelphia error is especially rare and highly prized. Collectors are always on the lookout for sharp, clear examples of this error, especially those that have been well preserved and graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC. High-grade versions of this error coin can fetch astonishing prices at auctions, and their demand has only continued to rise with time. In recent years, this coin has exploded in value and popularity thanks to increasing interest in American error coins and historic silver pieces. It's not uncommon to see these coins sell for thousands of dollars at auction, especially in uncirculated condition or higher mint state grades. And with the silver market continuing to attract investors and collectors alike, the Mercury Dime has become even more desirable, not just for its silver content, but for its historical and numismatic value. Collectors absolutely love this coin, not only for the challenge of finding the error variety, but also because the Mercury Dime series itself is one of the most beautifully designed coins in American history. The 1942 over 1941 error turns a beloved coin into something truly legendary, a piece of American history that slipped through the cracks of perfection and became a rarity by accident. That's the kind of story every collector dreams about. If you're lucky enough to own a 1942 Mercury Dime, now is the time to check it closely. Pull out that magnifier, examine the date, look for any doubling or distortion, and don't overlook even the smallest details. A small marking or overlapping digit could mean the difference between a regular dime and one of the rarest coins in modern collecting history. Still not convinced how much this little treasure can be worth? Well, let us take you into the world of elite coin auctions, where collectors are paying top dollar to secure this rare beauty. In a recent sale, a pristine example of the 1942 over 1941 Mercury Dime, graded in near-perfect condition, was sold for an astonishing sum, drum roll, please, a staggering $298,000. Yes, you heard that right, a dime that could fit in your pocket just sold for nearly $300,000. That's the magic of numismatics and the thrill of treasure hunting. This is why so many collectors around the world keep searching, keep collecting, and keep dreaming, because one small coin could turn out to be worth a fortune. So, if you're going through old coin jars, inherited a box of change from a relative, or just love the excitement of collecting rare coins, make sure you keep your eyes open for the 1942 Mercury Dime and that legendary overdate error. This coin is in high demand, and its story continues to inspire collectors of all ages and experience levels. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins ever struck by the United States Mint. If you think you found a Mercury dime with a rare error, or if you just have questions about your own coin collection, drop us a comment below. We love hearing your stories, seeing your finds, and helping you uncover the hidden value of your collection. Second rare coin, we're talking about one of the most mysterious, elusive, and legendary coins in American numismatic history, the United States Barber dime from the year 1894. This isn't just any dime, folks, this is a coin that has made headlines, captured the imagination of collectors for over a century, and continues to stun the world with its value and mystique. Imagine holding a coin that's over 130 years old, a coin that has passed through the hands of a bygone America, a coin so rare that even seasoned collectors have only dreamed of seeing it in person. The 1894 Barber dime isn't just a rare date, it's a coin wrapped in history, rumor, and a touch of legend, and today we're diving deep into its secrets. Designed by Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time, the Barber dime series ran from 1892 to 1916. The design is classic and dignified, with Lady Liberty wearing a Phrygian cap and laurel wreath on the obverse, symbolizing freedom and victory. On the reverse, a simple and elegant wreath surrounds the words, "One Dime," giving the coin a timeless and patriotic appearance that continues to charm collectors to this day. But the 1894 Barber dime is in a league of its own. Only 24 of these dimes were ever minted in San Francisco in 1894, yes, just 24. And today, only 9 known examples are confirmed to still exist. That's what makes this coin so desirable, so iconic, and so fiercely pursued by collectors around the world. This isn't just a collectible, it's a piece of numismatic royalty. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. There are several theories about why only 24 of these coins were minted. Some say it was a special proof strike ordered by a mint superintendent for close friends and business associates. Others say it was a test run that was never followed up with a full production. And there's even a rumor that a few of the dimes were given to a banker's daughter who spent one on ice cream, turning what could have been a priceless coin into pocket change. It's these stories that make the 1894 Barber dime not just a coin, but a legend, because the mintage was so limited, and most of the coins never entered circulation. The 1894 Barber dime is usually found in proof condition, making it even more desirable to elite collectors. But here's the twist. Not all Barber dimes from 1894 are from San Francisco. There were also dimes minted in Philadelphia and New Orleans that year, so make sure to look for that little S mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just below the wreath. If you see that S and the date reads 1894, your heart should start racing. Now let's talk about errors and unique features that make certain Barber dimes from this year even more valuable. Although the ultra-rare 1894 S Barber dime is the main star, there are some known examples of strike-through errors, off-center strikes, and unusual toning that can raise the value of even the more common dates in this series. Collectors love coins with character, and a verified error can turn a valuable dime into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The key to identifying the value of your Barber dime lies in the details. Look for crisp lines in Liberty's hair, full wreath details on the reverse, and a clean, sharp rim. These small but important markers determine whether your coin is in good, fine, or mint state condition. And if your coin has been professionally graded by a company like PCGS or NGC, that label can add serious credibility and dollars to its final value. Over the years, the 1894 S Barber dime has shattered expectations at auctions. These coins rarely come up for sale, but when they do, the bidding war is fierce and the prices are jaw-dropping. From elite collectors to high-end investors, everyone wants a piece of this legend, and with fewer than 10 known to exist, the competition is intense every single time it hits the market. This isn't just a dime, it's a dream for any serious collector. The thrill of the hunt, the history behind the coin, and the overwhelming sense of owning something so exclusive makes the 1894 Barber dime one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history. And with each passing year, the demand continues to rise, making it an unbeatable addition to any prestigious collection. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Are you ready to hear just how much this dime can be worth today? Brace yourselves, because the numbers don't lie. In a recent high-profile auction, one example of the legendary 1894 Barber dime sold for an eye-popping $150,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. This tiny coin, barely larger than a thumbnail, commanded a price tag of $150,000. That's the kind of value that transforms pocket change into national treasures, and it's why collectors, historians, and investors continue to chase this mythical dime with passion and persistence. So if you've inherited a box of old coins, or stumbled upon a dime collection in your attic, don't overlook the humble Barber dimes, especially those with the date 1894 and that all-important S mint mark. You never know, you might be holding a six-figure treasure in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's rarest and most valuable coins, let us know in the comments. Have you ever come across a Barber dime in your collection? Do you have any rare coins you'd like us to talk about next? We love hearing your stories and helping you unlock the secrets of your coin collection. Third expensive coin, we're talking about the 2005 P. Roosevelt dime from the United States Mint, and trust us when we say, this little coin could be worth a fortune. Most people wouldn't think twice about a 2005 dime. It seems too new, too ordinary, too common to be special, but that's what makes this story so incredible. Because hidden among the millions of dimes minted that year at the Philadelphia Mint is a rare version, a coin that defies expectations and has become one of the most sought-after era coins in the entire Roosevelt dime series. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt and his legacy of leadership and reform. But every once in a while, the minting process gives us something unexpected, something magical, and that's exactly what happened in 2005 at the Philadelphia Mint. That year, a small number of dimes were released into circulation with a very specific and highly collectible minting error that makes them extremely valuable today. The most famous and valuable version of the 2005 P. Roosevelt dime features what's known as a misaligned die strike, also referred to by collectors as an off-center strike or die adjustment error. This happens when the dies used to stamp the coin aren't properly aligned during the minting process, causing the image to appear off-center, sometimes drastically so. On some rare examples, the design is so shifted that parts of the lettering or rim are completely missing on one side while bulging out on the other. These dramatic errors create truly one-of-a-kind coins, and collectors go absolutely wild for them. Even more exciting, some of the 2005 P dimes with off-center strikes also show partial collars, double rims, or even clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing entirely due to a faulty blank. These striking minting flaws turn a regular 10-cent piece into a high-value numismatic prize. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare 2005 P dimes? The first step is to look closely at the rim and the placement of the design elements. If you notice that the lettering is off-center, or if part of the image is missing, don't ignore it. This could be a major error. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the coin from multiple angles, especially around the words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date. If anything looks shifted or incomplete, it could be a jackpot find. Another major tip is to flip the coin and check for die rotation. A properly minted coin will have the reverse and obverse designs perfectly aligned when flipped vertically. But in some rare error coins, you'll notice the images are off-angle when you turn the coin, which is another telltale sign of a valuable minting mistake. Now here's what's even more exciting: these error coins are not limited to collector sets or proof editions. They were actually released into circulation, meaning they could be out there right now, hiding in everyday change. That's what makes the hunt so thrilling. Every coin roll you open, every handful of change you sort through could be hiding a $45,000 treasure, and you'd never know unless you took a closer look. Over the last few years, these rare error coins have gained serious attention in the numismatic community. Auction houses have begun listing them in major coin sales, and the prices they're commanding are nothing short of incredible. With increasing demand and growing awareness of the 2005 error dimes, collectors are racing to get their hands on one before they become even harder to find. So why are they so valuable? It's a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector obsession. These coins are rare enough to be exciting, but not so impossible that they're out of reach. That means anyone, even a casual collector, has a real chance of discovering one, which adds to the frenzy. And when a coin in high demand is found in pristine, uncirculated condition, with a dramatic and easily visible mint error, it's no surprise that collectors are willing to pay big to add it to their collection. If you're serious about coin collecting or just love the thrill of the hunt, now is the time to start checking your 2005 dimes. Get yourself a magnifier, study the coin carefully, and pay attention to anything that looks unusual or off. Trust your instincts. Some of the greatest coin finds in history were made by everyday people who simply noticed something different and decided to investigate. And don't forget, coin grading is key when it comes to maximizing value. If you think you found a 2005 dime with an error, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and official error attribution can multiply the value of your coin dramatically and provide the credibility buyers look for in auctions. Speaking of auctions, one of these exact error dimes from 2005 struck at the Philadelphia Mint recently took center stage in the coin world when it sold for an unbelievable amount. The final price? A staggering $45,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single dime, struck just 20 years ago, ended up selling for $45,000. That's the kind of discovery that keeps collectors passionate, energized, and always looking for the next great find. And it proves that the most valuable coins aren't always ancient or gold, they could be hiding in your change right now. So, have you checked your dimes lately? Have you found anything unusual in your collection? We'd love to hear your stories, see your finds, or help you figure out whether you've got a hidden gem in your hands. Drop a comment below and share your discoveries with the community. We're all in this exciting hobby together. Especially, we're diving into the fascinating world of Roosevelt dimes and uncovering the hidden treasure behind one of the most underrated coins in modern American history, the 1974 Roosevelt dime. This little coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it holds secrets that could make it one of the most valuable pieces in your collection. Minted at the Denver Mint in 1974, this dime comes from a time when the United States was undergoing major economic shifts and the coinage system was evolving fast. Millions of dimes were struck that year, and while most entered circulation as standard currency, a small number of them were anything but ordinary. Some of these coins contain errors so rare and intriguing that they have skyrocketed in value over the years, making them hot items in today's collector market. The Roosevelt dime has been part of U.S. coinage since 1946, but the 1974 stands out for a specific reason. It produced a handful of coins with extraordinary minting errors that make them incredibly desirable. These aren't just minor flaws, these are bold, visible mistakes that were never meant to reach the public's hands, and yet, somehow, a few slipped through the cracks of the mint's quality control. One of the most famous and sought-after errors on the 1974 dime is the off-center strike. In these rare cases, the coin was struck while misaligned with the dies, causing the design to shift significantly to one side. Some off-center strikes show as much as 50% of the design missing, creating a dramatic and collectible appearance that instantly catches a trained eye. The more dramatic the shift while still showing the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another error that has collectors buzzing is the double die error, where elements of the design, particularly the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust," appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. This doubling can be very subtle or extremely pronounced, and collectors absolutely love spotting these variations, especially when they're clear and easy to see with magnification. There's also the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin's edge is literally missing due to a faulty blank being used during the minting process. These dramatic clips can vary in size and shape, and when paired with a clean strike and visible date, they become high-demand errors worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars on their own. Each clipped coin tells a unique story of a mechanical misstep that turned into a collector's dream. The key to identifying these valuable 1974 dime errors is attention to detail. Grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe and examine the coin closely. Look at the edges, the rim, the lettering, and especially the date and mint mark. If anything appears shifted, doubled, off-center, or incomplete, don't ignore it. What you're seeing might be an extremely rare and expensive error that many collectors are desperately trying to find. Even better, the value of these coins isn't just in their rarity, it's also in their condition. Coins that show no signs of circulation, with sharp edges, full details, and strong luster, are worth significantly more than worn examples. If your 1974 dime is in mint state or has been preserved in a protective sleeve or holder, that could make it even more valuable when paired with a known error. In recent years, collectors have been paying top dollar for high-grade error dimes from the 1970s, especially from the Denver Mint. Auctions have seen fierce bidding wars for certified examples of these errors, and with more collectors entering the hobby each year, the demand continues to grow. Everyone wants to be the one to find that next hidden gem, and the 1974 Roosevelt dime has become a prime target. It's also important to remember that some of these errors are so rare that only a few have been documented and graded by official coin services like PCGS or NGC. That means if you happen to find a new variant of an error, you could be adding to numismatic history while securing a valuable payday. The excitement of being the first to submit a previously ungraded error dime is a thrill that many collectors dream of, and it's entirely possible with coins like the 1974 There's something incredibly exciting about discovering value in the everyday. It reminds us that coins are not just money, they are pieces of history, tiny time capsules filled with stories, mistakes, and unexpected treasures. And when that treasure can be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, it takes the excitement to a whole new level. So, don't overlook your 1974 Roosevelt dimes. Search through your change, coin jars, and inherited collections. Take your time, study them carefully, and keep an eye out for anything that looks unusual. That tiny difference could be the key to unlocking a life-changing discovery, and there's no better feeling than finding that one coin everyone else missed. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can a rare 1974 Roosevelt dime with a dramatic error and in top-grade condition be worth today? Well, hold on to your seat, because in a recent private sale, one such dime fetched a jaw-dropping price of $85,000. Yes, you heard that right, $85,000 for a single dime from 1974 with the Denver Mint mark and the right combination of error and condition. That's the kind of value that turns casual collecting into serious treasure hunting, and it's why this coin has earned its place as one of the most exciting discoveries in modern American numismatics. Last unique coin. We're about to dive into the world of Roosevelt dimes once again, but this time we're zooming in on a very specific, and surprisingly valuable, year and mint mark combination, the 1980 United States One Dime. That's right, a coin that many people overlook every single day might just be sitting in your change jar, purse, or pocket, waiting to be discovered as a hidden gem. The Roosevelt dime has been a fixture of American currency since 1946, and while millions of them are minted every year, only a tiny fraction contain the kinds of rare errors and features that can make them worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. The 1980 dime is one of those rare cases where a seemingly ordinary coin has become a highly prized item among serious collectors due to its unique and unexpected minting mistakes. Minted at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark just to the left of the torch on the reverse. The 1980 dime is one of the more interesting coins in the Roosevelt series because of a few very specific and rare errors that slipped past quality control that year. These errors are not just minor flaws, they are dramatic, eye-catching mistakes that instantly capture attention and drive up collector demand. One of the most valuable and desirable errors found on the 1980 dime is the off-center strike. These coins were struck while improperly aligned with the dies, causing the image to be noticeably shifted to one side. In the most dramatic examples, part of the date or even part of Roosevelt's portrait may be missing entirely on the obverse, or the torch may be pushed to the edge of the reverse. These off-center errors, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible, are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors who love bold, visible mistakes. Another extremely popular error on the 1980 D dime is the missing clad layer. Modern dimes are composed of a copper core sandwiched between two layers of copper nickel, giving the coin its silver appearance. But in a few rare instances, a coin may leave the mint missing one of these outer layers, revealing a bright copper-colored surface instead of the typical silvery shine. If your 1980 D dime looks like it's made entirely of copper and doesn't match the rest in your change, you might be holding a very rare and valuable error coin. Yet another rare variation involves double dies, where parts of the coin's design, particularly the words, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date, appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. These errors can be subtle or obvious, but when visible, they create dramatic appeal and can turn a simple dime into a high-value collector's prize. And if you're lucky enough to find one in mint state condition or better, the value skyrockets even more. Collectors love these types of errors not only for their rarity but also for their visual appeal. These are the coins that tell a story. A small slip during minting creates a one-of-a-kind piece of history that sets your collection apart from the rest. And in the case of the 1980 D dime, these errors have become increasingly difficult to find, which only adds to their value and allure on the open market. The best way to identify these valuable coins is to take a few minutes to closely examine any 1980 D dimes you have. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect the details, check the edge for signs of a missing clad layer, look at the portrait and lettering for signs of doubling, and study the alignment for any off-center strikes. If something looks different or unusual, you might be staring at a highly collectible error coin, and if you do find something that stands out, consider getting your coin graded and authenticated by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Coins that have been professionally graded and certified as mint errors carry more value, and they give buyers the confidence they need when making serious offers. It's an important step that can transform a great find into a life-changing discovery. Over the past few years, high-grade 1980 D dimes with documented errors have been making big waves in online auctions and private sales. These coins are no longer flying under the radar, they're on the radar of serious collectors and investors alike, and the competition to acquire them has never been hotter. From online coin forums to major auction houses, the buzz around Roosevelt dime errors is real, and growing every single day. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know where the next great find will come from. It might be tucked away in your grandmother's coin purse, inside an old jar of change, or sitting unnoticed in a drawer for decades. All it takes is one moment of curiosity, one closer look, to uncover a coin that could change your life forever. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the value reveal. So how much can a rare 1980 D Roosevelt dime with the right error and in the right condition actually be worth in today's market? Well, believe it or not, one such coin recently sold for an incredible $55,000. Yes, that's right, $55,000 for a dime that most people wouldn't look at twice. It's stories like these that keep the coin collecting community so passionate, so excited, and always on the lookout for the next hidden treasure. So don't ignore your spare change, because your next big find might just be a tiny coin with a giant price tag. If you've come across a 1980 D dime with an unusual appearance or you're not sure whether it might be valuable, let us know in the comments below. We love helping you identify rare coins, answering your questions, and sharing in the thrill of discovery with collectors from around the world. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss another exciting episode on rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep searching, and may your next coin be the one that takes your collection to the next level.